Hello everyone, this is Sona with yet another fantastic tutorial. Today we are going to be doing something about color. There are so many ways of dealing with color when it comes to color correction or color grading. You can use DaVinci, you can use After Effects or with the help of Colorfind, but today we are going to discuss about Premiere. And in Premiere we'll be using RGB. There are other ways you can deal with color. You can use three-way, but for us we are going to be using the RGB curve. RGB. So as I said, RGBs are very easy to use. They have the highlights point, the middle point, the middle range point, and they have the shadow points, and they have different color components. They have the red, the green, and blue. This is Premiere Pro 2014, but when I get 2017, I'll be covering the same tutorial because the engines are kind of different and it has changed. So it's a simple principle that you can grasp and use somewhere else. Okay, let me create a color workspace. You go to Windows, workspace, then you choose color correction, and then it gives you something like this. So in the reference, let's just make this a little bit big. Our reference has three important tools. We are having this one is called the VECTORSCOPE, is used for measuring saturation. So if the saturation is beyond the desired one, this will be going out of the circle. So most times you have to make sure your saturation is within the circle. Then the other tool will have a waveform. It's like the graphical representative of what is being seen, your highlights, and then it looks at your shadows. When you're looking at it, make sure your highlights never cross 100, or the shadows never go below 0. Let me give you an example. Highlights are there. You see, this is a crash highlight. This is really bad. So the use of these is to look at the highlights. And sometimes in the shadows, let me just crush my shadows. So they are trying to pass 0. So you see, they are really crushed. So that's also not good. Now the RGB palette, it looks at the color, the quality of color, the amount of color in a given clip. As you can see, we have our blues here, and you can see the blue here popping up, and this also looks like our waveform. Remember our waveform here? It almost looks like our waveform here. So we are going to use all the three, because I always use all the three. Each one of them is actually very important. So we choose all the three, and then you can look at them here. Okay, this footage is not so flat. There are cameras that can shoot flat profile. They contain more information than some cameras which can't shoot flat profile. So what we are going to use, they are all drone shots. Let me try to play. You excuse my computer is not that powerful, but and just type in RGB and then just drag it and drop it on your clip. We should do color correction after locking the picture. Like you finish editing and the director has passed it, then that's when we do color correction. Otherwise it will be very useless to do color when we still cutting and still rough. Or in some instances for big production, there is always a colorist, so the editor is not bothered with color. There is always someone who does the color for you. So when you look at these, let me make it a little bit big. Our highlights are not really crushed and our shadows are hanging up because but we can try to make them sit here. And when we look at our colors, our RGB, they're almost uniform, though blue is kind of pulling up a little bit, so we can just pull blue a little down. But as we do this, we have to look at your clip, so it would be advisable if you can use 2 monitors or a bigger monitor. So is advisable. So these are highlights of the blue, so let's just pull it a little bit down, little, just little. So if you look at this one, they're almost sitting somewhere around the same level. When you look at the shadows of the RGB PARADE, it's kind of uniform. So the good thing, the clip, everything looks uniform, so we'll be using the master. So just pull the shadows down and just let them sit on 0. As you do that, you can see change. So let's also just pull a little bit, because if you pull a lot down, pull down a lot, this is what will happen. It's like you're sucking all the light out, so we don't want to do that. And if we switch off and when we switch on, we are here, and now we are here. So here you almost seeing everything in details. You settle the colors down, you settled where the light where it's supposed to go. You've put out all the unnecessary ambience light, which is just all over the place. You've put it out. That's the use of color correction. We're just collecting color. We are balancing the colors, trying to inform the colors, put the shadows where they're supposed to be, make the pictures look more natural. Just look at the green. We have better green here, you see? It's kind of nice. I don't want to go back in the effect and drag the same effect, so I can just copy and paste it here and reset it. So we have a problem here. Our red looks like it's way up there, so let's just beat down the reds, and let's bring the greens a little bit down, and then even the reds. Okay, you just keep looking at your picture and judge with your eyes. It is important. Maybe somewhere there. The highlights are fine. It looks like they're fine. So let's just bring the shadows, make them sit on 0. Just a little, sit. Okay, let's see what we've done. Let me check. I think it looks fine. So we began with that. We began with that, and then we have this. It looks, let's just play it and see. Oh, sorry, my computer really sucks. Just excuse it. How do we handle this? So these ones were almost shot in the same area. So let's just copy and then paste. We are here. So these were shot in the same environment. They almost look the same. So if they weren't, you can just adjust them with your just individually, but this is quicker. So we had this, and then we have this. Look at this black, look at this brown, look at the horns. They are really, you can really see the horns really well. It's beautiful. So this is the next clip. This is the next clip. Wow, something's burning in our groves. So as you can see, our home highlights are almost crashing. But when you look at our RGB, the blue is really down. When you look at our situation, it's fine. So let's just pull the highlights down. You can't see a lot of blue because there's no sky. There's more green. I think the red is as a result of the yellowish. Let's just keep the blue here, or otherwise you don't want to make this picture look like it was shot in winter. Let's bring our shadows down. Let's look at a picture. Okay. I'm trying to balance the shadows of everything. Let's just go back here. Bring this green a little bit down. You have the nice super green. So let's also look at this one. Our highlights are not really bad. Look at this structure. Look at these up here. Look at our blue. It's kind of up. Let's just bring it a little down in a sensible way, not like you pull the entire blue. Then when you look at our shadows down here, everything looks like it's on the line. So we just bring the shadows and make them sit on 0. We had this, and then we're having this. There, I think that's good. It's going to take a couple of minutes, so you bear with me. Don't forget to subscribe. You can tell a friend. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it anywhere. More tutorials will be coming up. Yeah, thank you.